Happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Coming to you live from John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska. We bring you more North Star Athletic Association baseball action. Another doubleheader on tap today between the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins, and the visiting Valley City State University Vikings. Coming into today's contest, the Bruins with a doubleheader sweep yesterday are now 13-9 overall. Valley City at 8-15 with that doubleheader loss. Yesterday, 7-4 and 10-6 our final scores. The Bruins coming on top in both of those contests to open the 2024 North Star Athletic Association baseball season. Mick Krupski back behind the microphone with you again today. Glad you are along for another doubleheader today, a 7-inning contest in game number 1, a 9-inning scheduled contest in game number 2. Another pretty nice day for the middle of March here in the greater Midwest. Current temperature is 51 degrees. Supposed to be a little windier today. The wind will be picking up throughout the course of the day out of the northwest. Right now it's 17 miles an hour. That means it's blowing across the field from the left field corner to the right field side. So that's our meteorology report. Let's get a look at today's starting lineup. First of all, the visiting Valley City State Vikings out of Valley City, North Dakota. Leading it off for the Vikings, the designated hitter, number 4, Tori Nelson. Batting second, the shortstop, number 6, Jaden Babiuk. Batting third, the catcher, number 5, Jamel Chabot. The cleanup hitter for the Vikings is the first baseman, number 28, Caden Rosdeba. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 16, Kellen Scruggs. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 21, Hunter Logan. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 24, Cameron Perro. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 44, Christian Ramirez. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 20, Dagan Morcom. On the mound this afternoon in game number 1 for the Vikings, number 18, Chris Dietrich. Dietrich currently a 1-1 record, a 3.75 earned run average. That's the starting lineup for head coach Alec DeMaria in his first year at the helm of the Vikings program. Again, a quick look at the lineup. Nelson, Babiuk, Chabot, Rosdeba, Scruggs, Logan, Perro, Ramirez, and Morcom. As we look down on the field, we see the two head coaches, Alec DeMaria from Valley City State and Dwayne Monlux, the head coach for Bellevue University. He's now in his 14th year leading the program. Meeting with our two-man umpiring crew, Brandon Denslagi will be behind the plate in game number 1. Austin Nelson will be out on the field. They'll be going through the ground rules here at John Stella Field at Brown Park as we tell you the starting lineup for the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins. Leading it off and playing center field, number 21, Jake Lacey. Batting second, the catcher, number 10, Logan Grant. Batting third and playing first base, number 16, Alec Ackerman. The cleanup hitter for the Bruins, the left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 24, Brendan Luther. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 31, Nick Grade. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 7, C.J. Townsend. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 17, Anthony Lind. And batting ninth, the designated hitter today, number 12, Bryce Zimmer. On the mound for the Bruins in game number 1 today, Blake Crippen. Blake, a veteran from last year on the squad, currently 2-1 on the season with a 3.90 earned run average. Again, a quick look at the batting order for the Bruins. Lacey, Grant, Ackerman, Elsner, Luther, Grade, Townsend, Lind, and Zimmer. So pretty much the same lineup we saw in the doubleheader yesterday. The only change in that DH spot as Bryce Zimmer will get a chance to swing the bat today for the Bruins. Another mostly sunny day here in the Omaha-Bellevue area. We're supposed to be in and out of clouds as the day goes on, and as I mentioned, the winds will be picking up, so might make it feel just a little bit chillier than the current 51-degree temperature. We're expecting highs today in the mid-50s, so a little bit above average temperature-wise for the middle of March. Let's listen in as public address announcer Simon Falcon also goes through the starting lineups.
Valley City State University and your Bellevue University Bruins. The Bellevue University welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to this contest. As a member of the NAIA, we are committed to the spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values: respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you as a participant, official, or spectator to abide by these values by creating a positive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. Please enjoy the contest. Let's meet the starters for your Bruins of Bellevue University. Bruins enter today's game with a record of 13-9. Leading off for the Bruins is center fielder number 21, Jake Lacey. Batting in the second spot, the catcher, number 10, Logan Grant. Batting in the third spot, the first baseman, number 16, Alec Ackerman. Batting in the cleanup spot for the Bruins, left fielder, number 36, Steven Elsner. Fifth batter for the Bruins, shortstop, number 24, Brandon Luther. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 31, Nick Grade. Seventh batter for the Bruins, the second baseman, number 7, CJ Townsend. Batting in the eighth spot, the right fielder, number 17, Anthony Lind. And the ninth spot for Bellevue, the designated hitter, number 12, Bryce Zimmer. And on the mound for the Bruins with a record of 2-1, number 20, Blake Crippen. Bruins are coached by Dwayne Monlux in his 14th season. He is assisted by Mitch Schmidt, Sean Malley, and Richie Moore. And now the starters for Valley City State University, who are today's game with a record of 8-15. Leading off for the Vikings, designated hitter number 4, Torrey Nelson. Batting in the second spot, the shortstop, number 6, Jaden Babiak. Batting in the third spot, the catcher, number 5, Jamel Chabot. Batting in the cleanup spot for the Vikings, the first baseman, number 28, Caden Rosaba. Fifth batter for the Vikings, second baseman, number 16, Kellen Scruggs. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 21, Hunter Logan. Batting in the seventh spot, the left fielder, number 24, Cameron Perro. Batting in the eighth spot, the right fielder, number 44, Christian Ramirez. Batting ninth for VCSU, the center fielder, number 20, Dagan Morcom. And on the hill for the Vikings, pitching with a record of 1-1, number 18, Chris Dietrich. Vikings are coached by Alec DeMaria in his first season. He is assisted by Jonathan Thornhill, Cameron Pitts, and Brady Anderson. Please welcome our officials to today's game. Behind the plate, we have Brandon Disloggi, and on the bases, Austin Nelson. At this time, we ask all fans and participants to please rise, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
We're just about ready for baseball then, with this doubleheader action between the visiting Valley City State University Vikings and the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins. Mick Krupski again back behind the microphone, bringing you the play-by-play. Thanks for coming along for the ride today. And as we did yesterday, and we do all season for Bellevue games, we invite you to be part of our broadcast. You can send along a text message to me. Let me know who you are, where you are, what team you're supporting, any words of wisdom that can add to our broadcast. Sometimes these guys have played JUCO ball against each other. You might recognize some names. Just any of the things that make for a good broadcast, basically. My number is 402-515-7654. We had a nice turnout of people who texted yesterday, including some baseball alums from Bellevue University. Glad to have you guys along for the ride here in this 2024 season. Again, that text message number is 402-515-7654. Let's set the Bellevue defense as we get ready for the top of the first inning and cross the infield. Alec Ackerman is at first base. C.J. Townsend, back in the lineup at second base. The shortstop is Brendan Luther, and Nick Grade is at third. Across the outfield, Steven Elsner is in left, Jake Lacey in center, and Anthony Lynn in right. The battery for the Bruins behind the plate is Logan Grant, and on the mound is southpaw Blake Crippen. As I mentioned, 2-1 his current record, a 3.90 earned run average. The first batter he will face, the designated hitter for the Vikings, Torrey Nelson. All right, now we're ready to go as the first base coach hustles down to his position. The first pitch from Blake Crippen swung on and fouled toward the on-deck circle. So Crippen works ahead of the first batter he faces. Blake, a returning veteran from last year. That pitch misses away, 1-1. Crippen was a first-team honoree in the North Star Athletic Association for his pitching efforts. He went 10-2 overall last year. Another foul ball in front of the plate. Count goes to 1-2. This year, Crippen, this is his 7th appearance, all of them as a starter. He's thrown 32 in the third innings, has allowed 36 hits, has struck out 22. Here's the 1-2 offering, a breaking ball, foul out of play. So 3 swings by Torrey Nelson in his first plate appearance today, all of them winding up as foul balls. Valley City State wearing the white uniforms today with maroon trim. The Bruins with gray pants and black tops with purple and gold trim. Chopped on the ground to first. Alec Ackerman scoops it up with that big first baseman's mitt, steps on the bag. First base unassisted for the first out of today's game. Next up for Valley City, the shortstop, Jaden Babiuk. Babiuk hitting .264 on the season, had a good day at the plate yesterday. On base in each of the games, chops that first pitch foul. Crippen, more of a control type pitcher, although he can get the fastball up there pretty quickly. He's going to rely a lot upon his location. Kind of the prototypical crafty lefty. From the windup pitch, that one stays up high. Crippen working from the windup with nobody on base. Slightly to the first base side of the rubble. Lefty-lefty matchup here against Babiuk. That breaking ball has nice movement. Had Babiuk backing away. 1-2 the count. 51 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. And that one's fouled back. Kind of an excuse me swing by Babiuk. A little smile on his face as he made contact with that. Stays alive at 1-2. The wind will be gusting as we go through the day. Tries to hit the outside corner, but a little bit too wide. 2-2 the count. You can kind of keep your eye on the flagpole out there beyond the center field. Right now it's gusting pretty briskly. Foul out of play by Babiuk. So left-handed batters will have a little bit of extra jolt if they can get something in the air to the right field side. More difficult to hit it out over the left field side today. Again, that breaking ball right down the heart of the plate fools Babiuk. First strikeout of the game for Blake Crippen. There are 2 up, 2 down. That'll send to the plate the catcher, Jamel Chabot.
Not in the third spot for the Vikings, the catcher, Jamel Chabot.
Chabot had 3 hits in yesterday's opening contest and another one in the nightcap. Crippen works ahead on that fastball. That pitch on the knees, 0-2 the count. Chabot hitting .318 after that good day yesterday, the only one of the Vikings above the 300 mark, chopped on the ground to short. Going to be a tough play, and not in time. The legs of Jamel Chabot leg out an infield hit. Shortstop Brendan Luther charged hard, but just couldn't get it there in time. And Chabot will step out. He'll be replaced by a courtesy runner. That courtesy runner once again, as yesterday, Justin Rogers coming in.
Rogers. Now at the plate. Batting the cleanup spot, the first baseman, Caden Rosedeba.
The cleanup hitter for the Vikings, the first baseman, Caden Rosedeba. Rosedeba, .286. Had a couple of RBIs in the doubleheader yesterday. Takes the first pitch down low, ball one.
Canned corned beef to marinara sauce. That's left over. Quick question. Why? Because I found it at my parents'.
Chopper on the ground up the third base side. That's going to go foul. Hey, a nice pick by one of the Viking players coming off the bench.
I can't waste food. It's like
As we mentioned yesterday, John Stella Field at Brown Park, a synthetic field turf field in its entirety.
my stomach was.
Quick move over to first. The runner, Rogers, back in plenty of time. 325, the distance down the right and left field line, about 380. I never have been able to get an exact determination of the exact footage, so we'll go with 380 to straightaway center field. That one's lined hard, but lined foul down the right field side by Rosedeba. As a team, the Vikings hitting .247 on the season through their first 23 games. Tries to go backdoor breaking ball, didn't quite get there. Count runs to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. We're in the top of the first inning, 1 man on. As Blake Crippen on the mound for the Bruins, trying to put up a goose egg in the frame. The 2-2 pitch, chopped on the ground to third. Over to second base, and the side is retired. Nick Grade fields it, goes the short route, so Rosedeba on the fielder's choice as Rogers is retired 5-4 at second base. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base in the top of the first. The Vikings nothing, and the Bellevue Bruins coming to bat. Let's take a look at the Valley City defense as they take the field for the first time in the bottom half of the first. On the infield, it's Caden Rosedeba at first base. Kellen Scruggs is the second baseman. The shortstop is Jaden Babiuk, and the third baseman is Hunter Logan. Across the outfield, Cameron Perro draws the start in left. Dagan Morcom back out in center field. Christian Ramirez in right. The battery for the Vikings behind the dish is Jamel Chabot. And on the mound is right-hander Chris Dietrich. Dietrich comes into today's action 1-1 on the season, a 3.75 earned run average. He's thrown 24 innings, has only allowed 11 hits in those 24 innings. A 3.75 earned run average. A 1.33 walks and hits per innings pitched ratio.
You're getting 20-something dollars.
Has 28 strikeouts in his 24 innings pitched, but also has allowed 21 walks. So a little over 1 strikeout per inning, a little under walks per inning. A hard-throwing right-hander. Jake Lacey, Logan Grant, Alec Ackerman, then Steven Elsner, Brendan Luther, Nick Grade, C.J. Townsend, Anthony Lind, and Bryce Zimmerer are the 9 in the batting order for Bellevue today. Once again, doubleheader action. 7 innings scheduled for the first contest. A 9-inning second game. And again, the caveats with that. There's no 10-run rule in the 7-inning game. If the 7-inning game goes into extra innings of 9 or more, Then the second game will become a 7-inning contest.
Girlfriend and I, yeah, we went to try out Wingstop.
Leading it off for the Bellevue Bruins, center fielder Jake Lacey.
For BU, the center fielder, Jake Lacey.
Lacey, .325 on the season for the Bruins.
It's cheaper at that new, we tried the food at the alley sitting place across from University, and it was really good.
Jake with one hit in yesterday's doubleheader.
Frank's Pizzeria, as it's called.
First pitch, fastball, up and in.
Yeah, I had the wings with
First impressions of Chris Dietrich is pretty good pop on the fastball. Working from the windup on the third base side of the rubber. Tosses a breaking ball, but that too stays upstairs. 2-0 the count on leadoff hitter Jake Lacey. Bellevue averaging 6.8 runs per game thus far in the 2024 season. Fastball on the knees, 2-1.
Staff was friendly. Manager came up to us.
Bellevue, a very tough schedule to open the season. Traveling all over the country. Arizona, Oklahoma, Iowa, Florida. Down low now, 3-1. Driver's seat for Jake Lacey. He can look for a pitch in a spot. Something to drive. Here's the pitch from Dietrich. Foul back to the net. Count goes full. Kind of a smaller crowd on hand this afternoon with the noon start and the cool temperatures. More fans obviously will be coming as the day goes on. Getting out a little bit of sunshine here on March 16th, 2024. The payoff pitch. Misses low and away. And Jake Lacey does what a leadoff guy should do. Takes some pitches and earns the leadoff walk. Next up for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant.
Batting second.
Grant looks down.
Number 10, Logan Grant.
That head coach Dwayne Malek says home plate umpire Brandon Dislagi pulls out his lineup card for some reason, not quite sure why. Anyway, whatever it was, we're back to the action.
Because he had 15 yesterday.
So Logan Grant back to his normal number 10 jersey. He wore 15 yesterday because his jersey, that colored jersey on the way back from Florida, got mangled in the airline baggage handling machinery. I think they said his helmet got crushed as well. So, strike one, the first pitch from Chris Dietrich. Up and away, 1-1. Dietrich trying to find his release point. He's been high on several of the pitches to the first two Bruin batters. Lacey gets his lead at first. On the outside edge. Nice location on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Logan Grant. Grant with a couple of hard hit outs yesterday, and then his last 3 at-bats, single, and 2-run home run. Kind of jammed there, fouls it straight back over the backstop. Not a lot of room between home plate and the backstop at John Stella Field.
Yeah, they hit the NFL.
Plus the backstop does have some 2x10s, so if the ball comes back and hits those wooden boards, they're going to carry them back to the catcher pretty quickly. Throw to first base. Lacey back in plenty of time.
That might have been after 2000.
Dietrich, a 6'1" sophomore, delivers. Little chopper on the ground. Over to second base for the lead out. Lacey had to wait for the ball to hop in front of him. That allowed second baseman Kellen Scruggs to get there and make the play at second base. So the fielder's choice allows Grant to reach, and he'll step out, be replaced by courtesy runner Takumi Maeno. That brings to the plate first baseman Alec Ackerman. Courtesy runner Takumi Maeno steps into on first base.
First base for the Bruins, Takumi Mieno.
Takumi, the Japanese native. And the first pitch from Dietrich to Ackerman, a breaking ball for a called strike one. As we've mentioned, Bellevue, quite the international team this year with players from Japan, Australia, and Canada, in addition to the United States citizens. Up and in. 1-1. Again, all eyes on head coach Dwayne Monlux in the third base coaching box. See if the Bruins have a play on here. Good speed on the bases with Mayeno. Good bat control by Ackerman. Comes up empty on that swing on the fastball. One and two the count on Alec. Recovering after most of last year off due to injury. Hits that one to the right side, and it's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Ramirez. Mayeno had to make sure it got down, so he'll only advance 90 feet to second base. So the Bruins pick up their first hit of the afternoon off the bat of Alec Ackerman. Bellevue with a little something going in the bottom of the first inning. 2 on, 1 out. The batter, the cleanup hitter, left fielder Steven Elsner. Elsner, 358 on the year. As a team, the Bruins hitting 292. Fastball off the outside edge, ball one. Elsner with a couple of hits in game number 2 yesterday. Had one hit in game number 1, so the Bruins did a pretty decent job at the plate. That one gets away from the catcher, Chabot. Might have been crossed up. Looked like he was expecting something off speed, and the heater came instead. So, pass ball. Pass ball will be the call from official scorekeeper Bill Mullins. Both runners advance. So now 2 in scoring position for Elsner. Tom, Bill, Simon, and Mick. Quartet of knuckleheads up here in the press box, bringing the broadcast to you. Oh, a quintet. Yes, Micah. Bill's son Micah joining us today as well. So 4.5. Micah, what are you, first grade? Kindergarten, all right.
His buddy Pikachu, stuffed animal.
And Pikachu as well, so 6 of us. What's a sextet? That sounds dirty. Let's get back to the action. Elsner steps back in. 2 balls, no strikes to count. A breaking ball upstairs just a little bit. Chabot, the catcher, wanted the calls. He kind of flinched a little bit, but 3-0 is the situation on Elsner. Let's see if he gets the 3-0 green light. He did. Had a big hack, but came up empty. As Dietrich able to push the fastball past him. It's kind of a picture-perfect spring day for baseball. Blue skies overhead, the green and brownish black on the field turf in front of us. On the outside edge, count will go full. Maybe for perfection, I'd add a few more degrees and a few less miles per hour on the wind, but hey, we deal with what we have. Here we go at the full count pitch. Dietrich to Elsner, and he gets him swinging. First strikeout of the game for Chris Dietrich. Comes in a big spot. Runners stay at second and third. Now 2 outs, and it'll be up to shortstop Brendan Luther to try to drive the runners home.
5th batter for the Bruins, the shortstop, number 24, Brendan Luther.
Luther hitting .324. Seven of the Bruins starting 9 hitting above the 300 mark on the season. Popped in the air to center field, kind of shallow left center field. 3 players converging. It'll be the left fielder who will take charge. Cameron Perro coming on. And he'll make the catch and retire the side. The Bruins threatened but come up empty. No runs. On 1 hit, there were no errors and 2 left on base after 1 complete. We're scoreless, the Bellevue Bruins and the Valley City Vikings, right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.
To be fair, the arcade game.
All right, let's get to some text messages here. All right, let's start it off with our Hum Baby. Hum Baby from the Townsends in Oregon. Let's go, Siegers. Stay hot.
Bigger ones, that makes sense. Yeah, but there's still.
Let's go Bruins. Short and sweet from somebody listening in the, I think it's from Canada. Perhaps 503. Area code. Not quite sure what that is, but they're listening in, so we appreciate your eyes and ears on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Again, if you'd like to join us today to say hello and be part of the broadcast, text message number is 402-515-7654.
We fed like, that took us about 20 bucks or more than that.
Blake Crippen back to the mound for the Bruins. He faced 4 batters in the top of the first inning. He'll start off the top of the second with second baseman Kellen Scruggs.
The Vikings, Kellen Scruggs.
First pitch just misses. Ball 1. First batter today that Crippen has not started with a strike. Scruggs hitting .280 on the year. Comes up empty on that swing. 1-1 the count. Scruggs had singles in each of the 2 games yesterday. Down low. Logan Grant wanted that call. Didn't get it. 2-1.
So you hit people with the skateboard bar. Yeah.
There's a nicely located fastball. 2-2 the count. Bellevue will electronically signal the signals in from pitching coach Sean Malley to catcher Logan Grant. A swing and a miss, the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Blake Crippen. It's not the PitchCom system that Major League Baseball uses. It's a little earpiece that Logan wears. Sean will send in the message. Grant will then put down fingers for the pitch he wants. And Blake Crippen will deliver the pitch, including this one, to the next batter, third baseman Hunter Logan. Logan trying to bunt his way aboard, comes up with a foul ball instead. Logan tried to do that yesterday as well, early in the game. Same result, a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Nice tailing fastball on the outer half. Logan, .250 his batting average on the season so far. Chop on the ground, that'll be a foul ball over near head coach Alec DeMaria. Count remains 0-2. Wind continuing to gust. Yesterday was a pretty calm wind day. Different scenario today. Back to the net, the carom, back to the glove of Logan Grant. Can catch him from either direction. Logan 1 hit in yesterday's doubleheader action. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. They'll appeal to first base. They say no swing. 1-2 the count. Chopped on the ground to second base. C.J. Townsend gloves it, throws it, and there are 2 away. Blake Crippen retiring the first 2 batters in each of the first 2 innings. The next man he will face, left fielder Cameron Perro.
In the 7th spot, the left fielder, Cameron Perro.
.276 is Perro's batting average. He has played in all but 2 of the Vikings games so far this year. First pitch misses away. 3 guys have played in all 24 games for the Vikings. Chopped off the front foot of Pero. Babiuk, Morecom, and Nelson, the trio of guys who have been in every action for the Vikings since the start of the season. Another little chopper foul up in front of the Bruins dugout. 1-2 to Pero. Two and two. Brendan Luther glides up to the middle of the field to make the catch and throw. 6-3 on the play, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second inning. Still scoreless, looking for that first run. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Grade, Townsend, and Lynn, the first 3 batters in the Bruins order. This has nothing to do with anything, but I hate this song. I think it's one of the stupidest songs. If you like pina coladas. Okay, I'll stop. Yes, thank you.
Maybe on a summer day.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a nice little gust of wind blowing through the press box. I think I heard earlier today that they expect gusts up near 40 miles an hour, steady winds in the 20s, so. Okay, let's forget about pina coladas and get back to baseball. Leading it off in the bottom of the second inning for the home team, third baseman Nick Grade.
Batting the 6th spot for the Bruins, third baseman Nick Grade.
Grade hitting .278 on the year. Here's the first pitch from Chris Dietrich. Fastball turned right back around up the middle. Oh, Nick Grade with a good start to the second inning for the home team. He'll be the base runner as second baseman C.J. Townsend steps in. C.J. left the second game yesterday. He tweaked his knee a little bit, but he obviously is okay to be back in the starting lineup today. C.J. hitting .389. That's the leading hitter on the season for the Bruins. 14 hits in 36 at-bats. Let's see if he's going to be allowed to swing here, possibly sacrifice the runner to second. Breaking ball misses just a little bit up top. Early in the game, you know, a lot of times you like to play for the big inning, don't do the sacrificing, but let's see what Dwayne Monlux has up his sleeve. A little chopper up the third base side. Sometimes you get one swing, and Dwayne lets that one roll past him. Viking third baseman Hunter Logan in a step or two in front of the baseline for the possibility of a bunt. Nick Grade getting his lead off of first base. Breaking ball up and in, 2-1 the count on Townsend. Again, hello to his family listening in up in Oregon. Breaking ball, that one is in the zone. Count evens up at 2-2. So now CJ will have to be in more of a defensive mode with the swing. Grade with the lead off of first. Just off the outside edge. Vikings wanted that call, didn't get it. Let's see if the runner may be in motion here with the 3-2 count. Still nobody out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Gray does have a couple of stolen bases. He's going on the pitch, and it's fouled out of play.
Huskers looked impressive last night.
Nick heads back to first. Again, a quick look down the third base coaching box. And Townsend steps back in. Slightly open stance for CJ. From the stretch, here's Dietrich's pitch. Runner goes. And kind of a self-defense, swing, foul back to the net. So Grade will get a little extra exercise as he heads back to first.
Tomonagi, boy.
We'll do that 3-2 pitch once again. This time the throw over first base. Grade not a very big lead, so he'll make it back easily. Dietrich comes set at the belt. Runner stays this time, and the pitch goes behind the head of C.J. Townsend, so he'll earn the walk. And the Bruins, with a single and a walk, have runners at first and second to open this bottom of the second inning. Here's right fielder Anthony Lind. Let's see if this might be a bunting situation as Anthony steps to the plate. Lind hitting .232, got off a kind of a slow start this year.
He just lives down the street from my parents' house, so I see.
Chokes up on the bat, bunts it perfectly up the third base line. Barehanded play, and the throw goes out into right field. The Bruins will score a run, maybe score two. Grade is in, Townsend is in, and Lind all the way to third base.
Single E5.
All right, so a single and an E5 on the throw by third baseman Hunter Logan. Logan did a nice job fielding it bare hand, but his throw was off the mark. Scruggs, the second baseman, trying to cover first, couldn't get to it. And then the track meet was on as both Grade and Townsend score to make it a 2-0 game.
Bryce Zimmer.
Here's Bryce Zimmer, the designated hitter for the Bruins today. Here's the pitch from Dietrich on the outside black for a called strike one. Bryce hitting .244 on the year, getting the start at the DH spot today. Down low, blocked up by the catcher Chabot. Zimmer, an outfielder by trade when he's not doing the DH duties. This is his 17th game of the year. Chop foul to the on-deck circle. Knocked down there by Jake Lacey. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 walk thus far in the inning. Dietrich looks in, gets the signal from Chabot, and delivers upstairs. 2-2 the count. 2-0 the score. 1-2 the number on Zimmer's back. Chopped on the ground, that'll score a run. Deep into the hole goes the shortstop, Babiuk. His throw will not be in time. So the speed of Bryce Zimmer legs out an infield hit, the third hit of the inning for the Bruins, as Anthony Lind comes around to score to make it a 3-0 game. So Zimmer will get the RBI.
The center fielder, number 21, Jake Lacey.
Lind did not get credit for any RBIs on that errant throw, so that's the first RBI of the game for the Bruins. As we're back to the top of the order, center fielder Jake Lacey. Fastball at the top of the zone, strike one. Four consecutive Bruins have reached base. Zimmer gets his lead off of first. Bunt up the third base line. Again, a tough play for the third baseman. He won't even attempt to throw this time. as a perfectly executed drag bunt by Jake Lacey. 5 consecutive now have reached for the Bruins. So the Bruins showing how that bunt game can be very effective at putting pressure on the defense.
Catcher, Logan Grant.
Next up for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant. A fielder's choice for Logan his first time up today. Pop foul up the opposite side over the third base dugout. For Bryce Zimmer, on that base hit, the RBI, his second RBI of the season. So he's doubled his season totals. Dietrich, a couple looks to keep the runner closer to second base, comes in with the breaking ball. 0-2 the count on the Bruin catcher. Chopper, foul ball, 0-2 remaining.
Are any of those guys on the team?
Dietrich comes set once again at the belt. Looks the runner back. Logan Grant launches one up into the sky towards the right field fence. And that one is out of here by a ton. A 3-run home run for Logan Grant. I mentioned yesterday, last year he jolted one halfway up the hill to the pavilion on the right field side. That one had similar distance as well. Up over the top of the trees on that right field side, and the Bruins take a 6-0 lead. Oh, the Bruins lighting up the scoreboard in this bottom of the second inning. That'll bring a visit from head coach Alec DeMaria, as now 6 consecutive batters have reached. 4 hits, 1 walk. Make that 5 hits and 1 walk. Sprinkled in an error in there that helped push a couple across the plate. So it's basically a composure timeout here for Alec DeMaria to talk to his troops. Bellevue jumped out to a 9-0 lead in yesterday's second game of the doubleheader. Valley City didn't give up. They came back to make it 9-6 at one point before Bellevue finally wound up winning at 10-6. Couple of texts in the queue, so let's get to those while we have this time. Montana McMahons are rooting for the Bruins from Bozeman. Go Parker. Didn't see Parker yesterday, but maybe in today's action. I agree with you that song is horrible on so many levels. One, the example of infidelity at its finest, but let's go Bruins. So, all right, somebody else has the same opinion of that song. 586 area code. Thanks for agreeing with me. I get distracted sometimes, so. All right, here we go. Back to the action. Alec Ackerman patiently waiting as the conference concludes. Now he's ready to go. First conference of the game for the Valley City Vikings. Alec, a base hit his first time up. Oh, takes that one off the helmet. That couldn't have felt good. Chris Dietrich said, apologizing, no intent obviously, but still a baseball to the head does not feel good. Alec Stroh walking down the first base line, the sunshine gleaming off his red hair. Halfway turned the helmet on his head. Talking now with associate head coach Mitch Schmidt. Looks like he's going to be okay, but
Box for the Bruins. The left fielder
does not feel good.
Elsner.
The 8th batter of the inning for the Bruins, left fielder Steven Elsner. 7 consecutive have reached for the Bruins. Foul tipped at the plate on the breaking ball from Dietrich. 0-1. The set, the pitch. Elsner goes around, couldn't hold up his swing. Is that another breaking ball? Dwayne Monlick saying, relax, deep breaths. So Dietrich ahead in the count. And a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Pitched him backwards that time. Breaking ball, then fastball. Elsner got caught looking for the first out of the inning. And now the ninth batter of the inning, shortstop Brendan Luther.
And fifth position, shortstop, Brendan Luther.
Luther starts with a wide open stance in that left-handed batter's box. Chabot, the catcher, sets up on the outer half. That's where the fastball comes, called strike one. Brendan flew out to left his first time up. Breaking ball misses away. 1-1. Dark green hitting background helps the Bruins pick up the ball from the pitcher. Another breaking ball. That one's low and away. 2-1. Dark green, definitely the color here at Brown Park. Green hitting background, green fencing, green batting cages, green dugouts. Mostly green field turf. Fastball on the knees, 2-2. Green press box. And you guys got green eyes? Nope. Okay. Green hat. All right. Oakland A's hats. Tom's got a green hat. As we are one day away from celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Base hit to the right side. Good tippy-toe dance by Alec Ackerman to get out of the way of that one. As Brendan Luther grounds it through the right side for a base hit. Well, the Bruins have batted around in this bottom of the second inning. Nick Grade started it off with the single.
Nick Grade.
Which means I'm going to have to cross off all the innings on my scorebook here. And that's a good dilemma to have. Runners at first and second, still just one out. A breaking ball in the zone on the offering from Chris Dietrich. Swing and a miss there on another pitch with some movement. We'll leave it up to Bill to determine how many of these runs are earned or not earned. We'll have to wait till the end of the inning. So all of them as of right now are earned. Again, the breaking ball trying to get it a little further outside. Grade does not go fishing after it. Good plate discipline makes it a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Another sharp breaking slider gets Grade for the second out of the inning. That'll bring C.J. Townsend back to the plate for his second appearance in this inning. He walked his first time up. Bruins still with runners on. They left two in the first inning. Trying to avoid leaving two here in this frame as well. 6 runs already across. Fastball, that's going to be a base hit into the gap into right center field. Ramirez does get over to cut it off. And 1 run will score as Alec Ackerman comes around from second base. Brendan Luther all the way to third on the RBI single by C.J. Townsend. So he continues swinging his hot bat. For C.J., that is now his 13th run batted in of the season. Right fielder Anthony Lynn next to bat for the Bruins.
Now batting for BU, the right fielder, Anthony Lent.
Anthony would turn that bunt into a base hit, then the throwing error pushed 2 runs across for the Bruins earlier in this frame. Breaking ball from Dietrich in the zone. The slider seems to be the best pitch for Dietrich at this point in terms of location.
Yeah, I literally had to clean my toilet yesterday.
Another slider. That one drops low out of the zone. First and third situation here. Let's see if the Bruins might have on a play with the 1-1 count.
So good after you get it down.
Townsend gets his lead off of first. He stays put. Pitch line hard. A nice play by Babiuk to shortstop to knock it down and then get up and throw across the diamond to retire the side. Tip of the cap to Jaden Babiuk on the play to rob Anthony Lynn of a hit and an RBI. And that's how the inning will come to an end. But the Bruins put up 7 runs in the frame on 7 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. After 2 complete, the Bellevue Bruins 7 and the Valley City Vikings nothing. All right, so the Bruins bring out the bats in the second inning. Blake Crippen back to the mound for the home team. That's always a confidence boost for a pitcher when your teammates go out and put up a crooked number. All right, all the way up to 53 degrees now. We've added 2 degrees. Continues to be a mostly sunny day. That always feels so much nicer when the sun is out. We're here in a cinder block press box, so we don't feel it so much. But the people outside in the wind appreciate sunshine coming down on their persons. All right, time to get going with the top of the third inning of this scheduled 7-inning contest. Right fielder Christian Ramirez will start things off for the Vikings.
Yeah, let me
First pitch from Crippen in the zone, strike 1. Crippen has gotten ahead of just about every batter that he has faced so far. Ramirez, the 8th batter in the order, 8th batter he has faced through the first 2 innings plus. 1-1 now the count. Dig and Morecom on deck in the 9th spot, then back to the top of the order for Valley City. Chop foul from the plate. Valley Vikings and Bellevue Bruins. This is an alliteration special coming your way this Saturday afternoon. A little chopper, going to be a tough play. Brendan Luther charges hard. Quick release, actually executed by the Bruins shortstop, Brendan Luther. That quick release, it wasn't in his hands and glove for very long. 6-3 on the play. That's the 2nd assist of the game for Luther.
Batting the 9th spot.
Here's center fielder Dagan Morecom.
Dagan Morecom.
Morecom hitting .257. Pitch stays up high, ball 1.
really threatening or racist.
Called strike 1. Evens the count. Morecom had hits in both games yesterday. 2 hits in game 1, 1 hit in game 2. Lays off that pitch. They'll appeal to first. They say no swing. Bruins trailed 4-3 in yesterday's contest. Swing and a miss before footing up a 4 spot in the 6th inning to win it by a score of 7-4. Pitch in the dirt will make it a full count. Crippen shakes off the first signal, goes with the pitch. That will result in a strikeout. Grant has to block it up the plate. The out will be recorded at first. So the strikeout 2-3 to make it official. And now one strikeout in each of the first 3 innings for Blake Crippen. Back to the top of the order. Designated hitter Torrey Nelson.
Hitter Torrey Nelson.
Nelson grounded out to first his first time up. Line hard. A nice play by Luther in the hole. Will the throw get there in time? These shortstops are putting on a clinic. Another great play by Brendan Luther. 6-3 to retire the side. It's another 3-up, 3-down inning. After 2.5, the score remains Bellevue 7, Valley City nothing. Brendan Luther, a great play. First of all, charging hard for the first out of the inning, and then going into the hole, getting up, and the quick release there as well. On the money with the throw. So a clinic in that shortstop position today. It'll be Zimmer and then the top of the order for the Bruins in the bottom frame of the third.
Shout out to the Bellevue University volleyball team for supporting your fellow Bruins. Thank you.
Chris Dietrich back to the mound for the Vikings. Dietrich has thrown 60 pitches through the first 2 innings. No action, at least right now, in the Valley City bullpen. Last weekend, the Bellevue squad was down in Florida, finishing up their Florida trip. Now back to the friendly confines of John Stella Field at Brown Park. Here's Bryce Zimmerer to lead things off. Zimmer had an RBI single his first time up today.
Leading off the bottom of the third for the Bruins, the designated hitter, Bryce Zimmer.
Chris Dietrich, the windup and the pitch. Zimmer right back, and Dietrich knocks it down with his glove, then shovels it over to first, and a bang-bang play there. Kind of a casual underhanded toss, and Zimmer almost beat it out, but not quite. 1-3 on the play.
Back to the top of the order for Bellevue, the center fielder, Jake Lacey.
Here's Jake Lacey. First pitch breaking ball misses away. Lacey been up twice, been on twice, a walk and a single. Scored one of the runs in that 7-inning second frame. That one misses way wide, pops out of the glove of catcher Jamel Chabot, 2-0. Line hard, that's a base hit to left field. Might be extra bases. Lacey can smell the doubles. He rounds that corner, goes all the way to the fence in the left field corner. So Jake Lacey, a walk, a single, and now a double. Great job out of that leadoff spot for the Bruins.
In the second spot.
Lacey retreats his steps back to second base as Logan Grant steps into the left-handed batter's box side. Logan, his last time up, jolted one almost to the pavilion on top of the hill. Can't quite see it in the frame, but I'll swing the camera over there. That's the building on top of the hill, the pavilion at Brown Park. Didn't quite get all the way up there, but it came close. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Dietrich. Down low, nice play by Chabot to block it up. 2-0 the count. Seven runs on 8 hits so far for Bellevue. No runs, 1 hit for Valley City. Off the outside edge is Dietrich pitching very cautiously to Grant after that last bomb and an open base at first. The Bruins averaging 6.8 runs per game, so they're already past that. Grant hits it hard. Ramirez, the right fielder, gets it on the short hop. So Logan Grant picks up his second hit of the day. As Lacey, advancing to third, had to make sure the ball was down before he could advance. And again, Takumi Maeno comes on as the courtesy runner for Bellevue.
Courtesy runner at first base for the Bruins, number 15, Takumi Maeno.
Here's first baseman Alec Ackerman. 2 years ago, the North Star Athletic Association Player of the Year in his first year as a Bellevue Bruin.
Alec Ackerman.
Is he 15 or 25? Oh.
Let's see how Alec reacts after getting bonked in the head his last time up. Singled in his first plate appearance today. Runners at first and third. Let's see if the Bruins put a play on or just let Ackerman swing away freely. Runner goes on the hit and run. Picked up by Babick. He won't have a play at first. He won't have a play at home. His only chance is over at first, and so Alec Ackerman will pick up an RBI. And a good decision by Dwayne Monlex to put the runner in motion. Maeno at second base instead of being doubled up on the play. 8-0 our score now as left fielder Steven Elsner steps in with 2 outs and a runner at second. Maeno looks around for the positioning of the outfielders, then takes his lead. Elsner lays off a breaking ball, good recognition. Dietrich again looking in. Breaking ball. That one's hit deep to center field. Center fielder Morecamp going back, and it'll be out of here. The wind pushed it from pretty much straightaway center field just to the right side of the scoreboard and right center field. A 2-run bomb for Steven Elsner makes it a 10-0 score. A couple of bombs by Bellevue Bruins today. Logan Grant first, now Steven Elsner. And that might be the end of the road for starting pitcher Chris Dietrich. Dietrich came in with a 3.75 earned run average, but he's allowed 10 earned runs on 11 hits in the first 2 3/3 innings. That'll be the end of the day for him, as this call to the bullpen will bring in a new pitcher for the Valley City Vikings. A tough Saturday afternoon for Dietrich. And a right-hander will come out of the bullpen. Number one in your program, number one in your hearts is Jay Mendez, the new pitcher. Mendez, a 5'11 junior from Oceanside, California, comes on in relief of starter Chris Dietrich.
Right-handed pitcher, number 1, Jay Mendez.
All right, for Jay Mendez, 0-2 on the season in 13 2/3 innings, a 9.22 earned run average so far. In those 13 2/3 innings, he's allowed 25 hits and has struck out 11. A little look at Jay Mendez. Old school look with the stirrup socks. Gotta like that, harkening back to the 70s and 80s. Oceanside, California. And in the Los Angeles vicinity.
It's like a nice place to be.
Game one of the doubleheader is a scheduled 7-inning contest, so there is no 10-run rule in the first game. Mendez finishing up his 8 warm-up tosses coming in out of the bullpen. And the first man he will face is the shortstop, Brendan Luther. Luther 1 for 2 today.
Batting the fifth spot for BU, the shortstop, Brendan Luther.
Brendan's been flashing the leather at his shortstop position today. Has 1 hit at the plate as well. Here's the first pitch from Mendez. Down low, ball 1.
Runs off of
Brendan, one of those Canadians on the Bruins squad from Mississauga, Ontario. Ahead in the count now, 2-0. That one's jolted to the right side. That has some distance, and that's planted on the hill behind the right field fence. Back-to-back jacks for the Bruins. Elsner for a 2-run home run, a solo job by Brendan Luther. As he tracks around the bases, for Brendan, that is his 4th home run on the season and 12th run batted in. For Steven Elsner with the last home run, that is his 6th home run and his 16th run batted in.
Nick Grade.
Here's Nick Grade, the Bellevue third baseman. Hit in the air to center field. That'll be playable for Dagan Morecom. He'll come in and grab it. And the side is retired. 4 more runs in the inning.
On 4 hits.
On 4 hits.
Head to the top of the 4th.
There were no errors and nobody left on base. After 3 complete, the Bellevue Bruins 11, the Valley City State Vikings nothing. So Bellevue averaging 6.8 runs per game to this point in the season, already with double digits on the board. Valley City averaging 4.5 runs per game. They're still scoreless through their first 3 innings at the plate. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 spot in the order for Valley City as we get to the top of the 4th inning against Bellevue starting pitcher Blake Crippen. All right, a slugfest for the Bruins. They had 2 home runs in each of the first 2 games yesterday. They've already hit 3 today. On the year, the Bruins now with 31 home runs. Contrast that to Valley City. They've only hit 9 home runs on the season. All right, let's get back to work. Blake Crippen, Bruins southpaw, has only allowed 1 hit through the first 3 innings. Jaden Babiuk will start it off.
Jaden Babiuk.
Trying to bunt his way on the drag bunt up the first base side. Blake Crippen off the mound quickly. He'll field it and toss over to Ackerman for the first out. Babiuk back to the dugout, stepping to the plate. Catcher Jamel Chabot.
Jamel Chabot.
Chabot has the only hit so far for Valley City in this game. One and 0 the count. Line hard against the backstop. Up the first base side. That pitch drops low, 2-1. Backdoor breaking ball. That one stays down just a bit. So 3-1. Hitters count for Chabot. The only above 300 hitter on the roster for the Vikings at this point in the season. He'll draw the one-out walk as the 3-1 pitch misses wide. Oh, as the catcher, he's allowed to have a courtesy runner. And once again, it'll be Justin Rogers coming into courtesy run.
Courtesy running at first base for the Vikings, number 3.
Courtesy runners have got a lot of action here this weekend as Chabot has been on base a ton.
First baseman, Caden Rosdaba.
3 times in game number 1, 2 times in game number 2. He's been on both times today. As Caden Rosdaba steps to the plate, the first baseman for the Vikings takes a called strike 1. A little nubber off the hands. Alec Ackerman with the layout. Spears it in foul territory for the second out of the inning. Good hustle, Alec. No, the Bruins playing some solid defense this entire series.
Second baseman, Kellen
That brings to the
Scruggs.
plate second baseman Kellen Scruggs. Scruggs, a strikeout victim his first time up. The step off and throw to first, not in time. Crippen has struck out 1 batter in each of the first 3 innings. Has yet to do so here in the 4th. Foul out of play right side. Well, maybe in play. No, maybe not. Anthony Lynn giving chase. It hit against the fence over near the Bellevue bullpen. In the softball update in the North Star Athletic Association, Bellevue and Valley City State playing on the women's version of the sport as well. Strike 2 called on the knees. Bellevue leads that one after 3 innings by a score of 4-0. Head coach Michaela Semino and her squad swept the doubleheader yesterday against Valley City, just like the baseball squad did here. The 0-2 pitch, upstairs, 1-2. Well, Blake Crippen trying to keep his strikeout streak alive. Scruggs trying to avoid that from happening. Foul ball as the runner goes on a steal attempt. He'll go back.
Softball is currently happening about a mile away.
Bellevue softball program plays their games at Roy Smith Field. Just a couple of minutes drive from here off of 20th and somewhere between L and Q. Pick a letter.
I believe it's N.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Down low, 2-2. Two on the knees for a called strike 3. So the streak continues. 1 strikeout per inning for Blake Crippen. And for the Vikings in the top of the 4th inning, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. After 3.5, the Bruins, a strong 11-0 lead over the Vikings. Bellevue projected to be the top squad once again in the North Star Athletic Association, according to the preseason coaches poll, garnering all of the first place votes. Valley City projected to be in 5th place in the 7-team conference. Bellevue winning both the regular season and the tournament championship last year. Jay Mendez back to the mound for Valley City. The Vikings will try to get some innings out of him so they don't have to go too deep into their bullpen. Preserve some arms if needed for game number 4. That game will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Again, game number 1, a 7-inning scheduled contest. Game number 2, a 9-inning contest. Seven, 8, 9, part of the order for the Bellevue Bruins. Townsend, Lynn, and Zimmer. Number 7 on Townsend's jersey matches the number 7 spot in the batting order.
The fourth bid for BU, the second baseman, C.J. Townsend.
A walk, a single, an RBI, the body of work so far for C.J. today. First pitch from Mendez is a little low. On the knees for a called strike 1, evens the count. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, 1-2 on Townsend. Southeastern of Florida, the number 1 team in the NAIA Coaches Top 25 in the first poll of the regular season. 2-2. Southeastern beat Bellevue as part of that Florida trip last week. Southeastern with a 19-2 overall record. Bellevue beat Southeastern last year when they were also rated number 1. This year couldn't quite have a little deja vu action. Full count on C.J. Townsend leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. And C.J. will draw the leadoff walk. Well, the Bruins have had their leadoff man on in 3 of the first 4 innings today. That helps jolt their offense to double-digit numbers.
Stepping to the batter's box for BU.
Here's right fielder Anthony Lind. Lind to 1 for 2 days so far.
Storm chasers if they need any.
Line hard to center field. Morecambe misplays it as it sails over his head. Now it's a track meet for the Bruin runners. Here comes Townsend around third. Dwayne Mollick's waving him home. The throw to the plate will not be in time. As a triple for Anthony Lind. An RBI. Another run on the board for the Bruins. Now 12-0. Ball hit well off the bat. Morecambe thought it was going to drop, so he came charging in, then said, oops, as it sailed over his head all the way to the fence. Good speed by both Townsend and Lind result in a run and a stand-up triple. Here's designated hitter Bryce Zimmer. Mendez delivers wide of the mark. "13 hits now for Bellevue. That one opposite field. It's going to drop. An RBI hit for Bryce Zimmer. He rounds first, chugging for second. Throws the head first dive and gets there in time. So a walk, a triple, and now a double in the inning as the Bruins go on top by Triskaidekaphobic numbers.
Next to the plate for Bellevue, the third baseman.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Jake Lacey.
Jake Lacey.
So Bryce Zimmer with an RBI. His second RBI of the day, so he's now tripled his RBI production. Opposite field, right field, down on the ground. Ramirez picks it up. His throw to the plate will go through. Zimmer couldn't go right at the crack of the bat with that. He wasn't sure if it was going to be caught or not, so he'll advance to third on the play. So again, consecutive Bruins, 4 this time, have reached base. A walk, a triple, a double, and a single as Logan Grant steps back in. Every Bruin starter has at least 1 hit today. Grant to center field. Morecambe steps in, comes in, keeps coming in. He'll make the catch, the tag at third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not in time. A sacrifice fly RBI for Logan Grant, as it's now 14-0 with Bryce Zimmer scoring the run. Seven in the second, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth. That's the summary for the Bruins run scoring today. 14 runs on 15 hits as Alec Ackerman back in. Ackerman jolts one to left field, but right at the left fielder. Good read by Perro, the left fielder. Couple of steps to his left to track that one down, so a hard hit line drive. And now 2 outs in the inning.
And in the cleanup spot, the left.
Here's left fielder Steven Elsner. Lacey remains at first base. Slow breaking ball for a called strike one. Elsner with 2-run home run his last time up. A feast or famine day so far for Steven at the plate. 2 strikeouts and then a 2-run home run. Again, off speed. Elsner with that big swing comes up empty this time.
You remind me why I wish I was 5.
0-2 the count on the Bruins cleanup hitter. Fastball low and away. Blocked up. 2-2 the count. Wind continuing to blow from the left field side to the right field side. The Bruins with 3 home runs today, but none of them would be considered wind-aided, as they were all pretty dramatic shots. Now 3-2 the count, as after getting ahead 0-2, Jay Mendez runs the count full to Steven Elsner. Lacey will be off with the pitch. There he goes. Here comes the pitch, and it's ball 4. Here's shortstop Brendan Luther.
That's the play for Bellevue, the shortstop. Number 24, Brendan Luther.
Speaking of home runs, Brendan with a solo shot his last time up on a 2-for-3 day. But first, a visit from head coach Alec DeMaria with his starting pitcher and infield crew, catcher as well. So there is action in the bullpen, and we will see one of those guys trot in, both a right-hander and a left-hander out there as Jay Mendez's day comes to an end. And it's the right-hander who'll come on in. No numbers on the front of the jersey. It's 30-something. I saw the first number, haven't seen the second, so. 30-something. 30, all right, 30. Our new pitcher for Valley City is Brendan Burke, third pitcher of the day.
Walking up on the hill for the Vikings. Right-handed pitcher, number 30, Brendan Burke.
Burke, a 6'2 freshman from Selah, Washington. He'll come on as the third pitcher of the day for the Vikings to try to stymie the Bruin attack. A 1-0 record in 5 innings of work on the season, a 7.20 earned run average for Burke. In those 5 innings, he's allowed 14 hits and has struck out 4. That's a little look at the new pitcher, Brendan Burke. So Jay Mendez will face 9 Bellevue batters during his stint on the mound. 1 complete time through the order, so now it's up to Brendan Burke to try to get out of this bottom of the 4th inning. Brendan Luther, the 8th Bellevue batter in this frame. The Bruins batted around in the 2nd. Sent 7 to the plate in the 3rd, now 8 in the 4th, and maybe more. Breaking ball bounced to the plate, blocked up by Chabot. Again, Luther will start with a wide open stance to begin, then he'll close it up. Called strike at the top of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on the Bruins shortstop. 2nd year in the program for Luther. That gets away from Chabot. A wild pitch will move up both base runners. Elsner advancing to 2nd, Lacey advancing to 3rd. I believe that's the first wild pitch of today's game. We had 1 pass ball earlier on a cross-up on signals. That one pops out of Chabot's glove. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. A little low. Up, that was a 3-1 pitch, so Luther will draw the walk. And we'll have a pinch hitter here for the Bruins. Hitting in the spot for Nick Grade will be Scott Hansen. Hansen, a sophomore out of Portage, Indiana.
Pinch hitting for Bellevue. Number 4, Scott Hansen.
Ball 1 on the first offering to Hansen. 6 foot, 190 pound sophomore out of Portage, Indiana. Don't remember a whole lot of Indiana natives being on the Bellevue squad over the last many years, so Hansen takes a called strike there, evens the count at 1-1. Burke comes set. A breaking ball down low and away. Hansen hitting .231 on the season. Has 13 at-bats, 3 hits so far. One of those hits being a triple. Hit through the right side for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes another one on the tails of the lead runner. A 2-run RBI by Scott Hansen, and the pinch hit opportunity getting the job done as Lacey and Elsner score on the play. Brendan Luther advancing to 3rd as well. So the runs keep adding up on the Bellevue side of the scoreboard. Now 14-0 our score. Football score up there on the baseball scoreboard. And the Bruins have batted around for the 2nd time today. Here's second baseman C.J. Townsend. A breaking ball from Burke in the zone for a called strike 1. Hit in the air to center field. The wind's going to blow that more towards the right side. It'll be Christian Ramirez, the right fielder, who'll make the call and the catch to retire the side. Bellevue picks up. Where did we go here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. On 4 hits, there were no errors and 1 man left on base. After 4 complete innings of play, it's the Bellevue Bruins 16 and the Valley City State Vikings nothing. Just checking my scoreboard to make sure the numbers add up. One.
Number 2 is in a second. Number 14's in a short.
All right, some changes for the Bellevue Bruins. Defensively, Tyler Monroe enters the game at second base for TJ Townsend.
39 at first.
Ryan David will be at first base for the Bruins, replacing Alec Ackerman.
Who else? So first, second, I got.
27 and left.
We've got a whole slew of substitutions in here for the Bruins as we head to the top of the fifth inning. We'll try to get them to you as the opportunity arises. Leading off the top of the fifth for Valley City, the third baseman, Hunter Logan.
Leading off the Vikings third baseman, Hunter Logan.
So as we scramble to update our scorebooks here, Blake Crippen goes back to work, starts with a pitch down the zone, hit in the air to center field. Again, the drift over to the right side, but it'll be center fielder Jake Lakesey who will call it and take it. One pitch, one out. Next up, left fielder Cameron Perro.
Scott Hansen.
Next to the plate, left fielder Cameron Perro.
Fouled against the netting up the first base side. Only one hit. That came way back in the first inning. Jamel Chabot collected that.
Scott.
And only
First, second, third, left.
And as the words come out of my mouth, the second hit of the game for the Vikings off the bat of Cameron Perro. Ground ball to the right side.
Okay.
So a one-out base runner. That'll bring to the plate the right fielder, Christian Ramirez.
Gravel.
Next to the plate, right fielder Christian Ramirez.
Breaking ball stays upstairs. 16 runs on 16 hits for the Bellevue Bruins. No runs on 2 hits for the Valley City State Vikings. Ramirez grounded out to short his first time up today. That pitch up and away. 2-0 the count.
Is it 48?
Chopper up the middle. Chance for 2. The throw to second base. They say no. Luther tried to drag his foot across the base. At the same time he was catching the throw. A little bit of mistiming on the play by the Bruins. It'll be a fielder's choice, allowing Ramirez to reach.
Guy in the nice spot.
And Perro staying alive at second base. Here's center fielder Dagan Morcom. Opposite field, slicing down the line, and it's just fair inside the line. That'll score at least 1 run. An RBI double for Dagan Morcom puts Valley City on the board as he goes opposite way, just about a foot or 2 inside that foul line, allowing Cameron Perro to score from second. Christian Ramirez over to third on the play. Now back to the top of the order for Valley City.
At third base, Scott Hansen. And at shortstop, Nick Gravel.
Samuel Fortier, the new left fielder for the Bruins, had to track that one down. Got it in to hold the second runner at third base, but the shutout slips away in the top of the 5th inning. Changeup for a swing and a miss on designated hitter Torrey Nelson. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Nicely located inner half, 1 and 2. Crippen trying to strand 2 runners. They're both in scoring position with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Nelson. Hit in the air to center field. Catch is made to throw to home plate. Will not be in time. A sacrifice fly for Torrey Nelson and a run batted in on the fly ball to center field. Now 16-2 our score. Morecom having to hold at second on the play.
Stepping in the batter's box for the Vikings, the shortstop, Jaden Babiak.
Here's Jaden Babiak for Valley City. Ball one. No, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 hits in the inning for Valley City. Lined hard, but right at the second baseman. And the catch is made to retire the side. Who's our new second baseman, Bill? Tyler Monroe, the second baseman, makes the play to retire the side. But the Valley City Vikings do pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. After 4.5, our score, the Bellevue Bruins 16, the Valley City State Vikings 2.
2 runs on 4 hits.
2 hits.
The Vikings. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
Still trying to get all the updates, the new subs in for the Bruins as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the 8-9-1 part of the order for Bellevue as Brandon Burke back to the mound for his second inning of relief work. Third pitcher of the day for Valley City. Anthony Lind still in the game for Bellevue in right field. He'll be the leadoff guy in the bottom of the 5th inning. Anthony with a 2-for-3 day, including an RBI triple his last time up. All right, one more text message in the queue. That's from Blake Crippen's family. They say, let's go Bruin. Well, the Bruins have been going pretty well today. 16 runs on the board. Blake doing a great job on the mound. Allowed a couple of runs, couple of hits that last inning, but a commanding lead as he 2 wins, 1 loss coming into today's game. A pretty good bet to pick up his 3rd victory of the season. One final call for text messages here in today's game. If you'd like to join us, 402-515-7654. Here's Anthony Lind to lead it off in the bottom of the 5th. Little bit inside, ball 1. Wind continues to blow from the left field corner to the right field corner. Breaking ball in the zone. A few clouds off in the distance, but we're expecting a mostly sunny day for today's doubleheader. Colder day on tap tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day, about 15 degrees cooler than today. There's a pitch in the zone. 1-2. Another breaking ball. That's hit in the air to the right side. Has some carry, but Ramirez, the right fielder, looks it in for the first out of the inning. Bryce Zimmerer remains as the DH for the Bruins. Bryce with a couple of hits today.
Designated hitter, Bryce.
A single, a double, RBIs in both the 2nd and 4th inning. Burke delivers the pitch a little bit low, ball 1. There's a pitch in the zone to even the count at 1-1. Chopped on the ground to third. Fielded there by Logan. And across the diamond. And 2 outs on the first 2 batters in this bottom of the 5th inning. Next up for the Bruins, back to the top of the order, Takumi Maeno will get his first at-bat today. Takumi had been in the game previously as a courtesy runner. He enters here now in the spot for Jake Lacey in center field. Pitch misses inside. Takumi looking for his first base hit of the season. He's been in 19 games, but mostly as a courtesy runner. Foul back to the screen. Just the 3rd official at-bat of the year for Takumi. Lays off that breaking ball low. Hello. Next pitch low and away. We've got a little heater behind us here, and down it goes. So, fortunately, the press box is not on fire, so otherwise you'd hear us all screaming in the background. Maeno fouls that one out of play down the right field side. Count goes full on Takumi. Fukuoka, Japan. Fun name to say, but I have to be careful every time I do say it, so. Second year in the program.
Just thinking.
Here's the payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. As Maeno keeps the inning alive with the walk. All right, looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter for the Bruins. This time it'll be number 32, Gage Julin.
Pitch hitting for Bellevue. Number 32, Gage Julin.
Gage, a junior out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. Ball pops away from the catcher, but no advance on the play. Gage's 2nd year in the program. Fifth game of the year for Gage. He's had 3 at-bats, 1 for 3. I think you can figure out what that batting average would be. Takes a pitch on the outside black. 1-1 the count. Chopped on the ground to short. They'll go the short way to second to retire the side on the fielder's choice. For the Bruins in the bottom of the 5th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base as we head to the 6th. It's Bellevue 16 and Valley City 2. Valley City head coach Alec DeMaria talking to home plate umpire, so we can probably expect some subs in for Valley City as they have their at-bats in the top of the 6th inning. So a chance for both teams to have guys coming in off the bench, and looks like we're going to have a pitching change for Bellevue as well.
Now in right field for Bellevue for 25.
The new pitcher for the Bellevue Bruins, number 28, Easton Brinton, will come on in relief of starting pitcher Blake Crippen, the junior right-hander out of Murray, Utah.
Number 17.
Pick up a couple of innings of relief, most likely here.
And on the mound for Bellevue, number 28, the right-handed pitcher, Easton Britton.
All right, let's grab the stat sheet here. This is Easton's 3rd appearance on the season. He's thrown an inning and 2/3. An earned run average of 5.40. Now, with 5 innings of work under his belt for starter Blake Crippen, he is the pitcher of record for the Bellevue Bruins. Easton will come in and face the 3, 4, 5 spots in the Valley City order.
Who's this guy? Pitch hitting?
All right, and at the plate, we'll have a pinch hitter for catcher Jamel Chabot. Number 14 is Cody Wilgosh. Wilgosh, a left-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch from Easton Brinton. Ball 1. Using a lot of lead in the scorebook today with all the subs coming in here over the last couple of innings. On the outside, Black, 1-1 the count on Wilgosh. Britton working from the stretch, delivers. Looks like it might have been a changeup on that one. Getting Wilgosh out ahead of the swing. 1-2 the count. Opposite way to short. On the money with the throw as the Bruin defense continues to be very, very solid. That's Nick Gravel in at shortstop. Very smooth play by Nick for the first out of the inning.
Number 29, Anthony Madsen.
Pinch hitter once again for Valley City, number 29, Anthony Madsen, a freshman from Ellsworth, Wisconsin. Steps in, lines it foul on the right field side. Britton coming set once again just above the belt and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one's hitting the air to center field. Takumi Mieno out there, sun flashing off his sunglasses. Oh, excuse me about that. So that's Anthony Lind, who has moved over to center field. Takumi Mieno enters the game to right field. Thank you, Bill. So 2 up, 2 down. And another pinch hitter. Here's Justin Rogers. Rogers had been in the game as a courtesy runner, but now he enters as the hitter here for Scruggs. Up the middle, off the mound. Gravel with a nice play at short, but his throw will not be in time. An infield single for Justin Rogers to keep the inning alive. Good hustle by Gravel to get up the middle, but his throw just not quite in time. A slower runner, he'd have had him, but Rogers legs it out. And our 4th consecutive pinch hitter, this time it's Isaac Warholick.
Isaac Warholick.
Breaking pitch just a little bit inside.
Sounds like a Lord of the Rings character, Isaac Warholick. The way he spells it.
Breaking ball on the inside edge. 1-1 now the count.
You switched? Oh, good.
Warholick looking for a batting average. He's 0 for so far.
I'm going to swing vote to your swing voter to Biden.
Blocked up by Julin behind the plate.
You're not voting for Trump either. Good. Okay.
16 runs on 16 hits for Bellevue. 2 runs on 4 hits for Valley City.
Another piece.
Throw over to first base, a runner back easily. Another pinch hitter waiting on deck. Should we get there in this inning? Swing and a miss. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. Bruins ahead 16-2 in this contest. A little chopper again. This time it'll be a play for third. And the out is recorded at first base. On the play for the Bruins was Scott Hansen coming over from the third base slot. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Bruins still up by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. 16-2 our score.
What's the changes?
Well, several of the Valley City State players will re-enter the game defensively. Hunter Logan re-enters the game to play third base. Jamel Chabot re-enters the game behind the plate.
Same outfield.
And we'll try to get more your way if needed. Here's Ryan David leading off the bottom of the 6th inning in the 3-hole of the Bellevue order.
Number 39, Ryan David.
First pitch swinging, fouls it up the third base line. Ryan is a junior out of Omaha. First year in the Bellevue program. 0 for 1 on the season. Another guy looking to get some extra ink on his batting average. Pitch misses low and in, 1-1 the count. Breaking ball hit in the air to the left side. Wind's pushing it more towards center field. The shortstop hanging with it to make the play. Double checking, that was Cody Wilgosh in at shortstop now, making the play for the first out of the inning.
Next to the plate, Bellevue, the left fielder.
Sam Fortier steps to the plate for the Bruins now. He entered the game in left field for Elsner. Fortier, a junior from Quebec City, Quebec. Mathieu Serrois, member of the Bellevue Bruins the last 2 years from Quebec City, Quebec, as the Canadian connection continues for the Bellevue Bruins. Chopper on the ground to the third base side. Gloved. Bang, bang play at first. Good hustle by Fortier. Get down the line. But a nice play defensively by the Vikings. Hunter Logan. Here's Nick Gravel.
Next to the plate for Bellevue, the shortstop, Nick Gravel.
He's a native of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Breaking ball from Burke. Drops into the zone. 1-1 the count on Nick Gravel. Swing and a miss. Looks like a possible changeup there as Gravel out ahead of the pitch. Gravel, a freshman. Fouled out of play opposite way. Prior to Bellevue, he played 2 years at the Prairie Baseball Academy in Canada and 1 year at Hill College, still a freshman in terms of college eligibility. And he'll get a base hit. So he'll up his average quite a bit from 143 with that hit. Next up for the Bruins, Scott Hansen. Hansen came in at third base. This will be his first at-bat of today's game.
Third baseman, Scott Hansen.
Fouls the breaking ball out of play.
Do not want Chris Hansen.
Hansen, we mentioned earlier, an Indiana native. Played 2 years at South Suburban College before joining the Bellevue program. 1-1 the count. Well, finding out a little bit more about some of the newer players on Bellevue's roster. Bounced up, nice job by Chabot, the catcher, to keep that in front of him, prevent a base advance. Breaking ball hits the top of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Scott Hansen, the batter. Brendan Burke, the pitcher. Lays off that pitch, so Nick Gravel will be in motion on this full count pitch with 2 outs. Tyler Monroe awaits on deck if the inning stays alive. And it does. Lined back up the middle. Back-to-back base hits up the middle. First by Gravel, now by Hansen. And the Bruins keep things going with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Softball won game 1, 6-1.
Congratulations to the Bellevue softball team. They won game number 1 of their doubleheader against Valley City by a score of 6-1.
Second baseman.
And now, stepping up, second baseman Tyler Monroe. And he'll take that one off the leg or foot. On the hit by pitch, the bases will be loaded. Gravel at third, Hansen at second, Monroe at first. And the pinch hitter for the Bruins will be number 44, Elijah Bear.
Pinch hitting for BU, number 44, Elijah Bear.
Elijah, a sophomore from Willis, Texas. Played 1 year at Seward County Community College. Getting the swing here in a pinch hitting role. Elijah hitting .267 on the year for the Bruins. First pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Elijah now in 15 games for the Bruins. This is his 46th at-bat on the year. He has 12 hits, so he's had some action on the year for Bellevue. Lays off that pitch, 1-1 to count. Elijah primarily a first baseman defensively. Fastball, inner half, called strike, 1-2. The 1-2, make it 2-2. Bases full of Bruins with a 14-run lead. Bruins trying to add some more. Down low.
How many hits have you seen?
Full count here for Bear with the bases loaded and 2 outs. It'll be a merry-go-round on the bases here.
2 hits, yeah.
Elijah waits. Brendan delivers. Runners go. Line down the left field line, but that's going to be foul. Always hated in this situation if I were the base runner at third, coming towards home plate, a right-handed batter turns on one and cranks one past your face. Similar thing here, but with a left-handed batter. Well, once again, the runners will get their leads, and they're on the move. And it's hit through the hole on the left side. 2 runs will score on the play as Elijah Bear delivers a 2-out RBI single to put the Bruins up 18-2. So Elijah Bear, nice job of going with the pitch opposite way. Gravel and Hansen score on the play. Monroe stops at second. And we'll have a visit from Viking head coach Alec DeMaria to the mound. Bullpen was going, so we may have a change here. And looks like we do, as the Bruins will send up another pinch hitter. 37. Thank you, Bill. The new pitcher for Valley City State Vikings. So many, and he's not listed in the program. Does he have? Do you have the? Jordan Brandenburg. All right, not in the official or the game program. He is on the official lineup, so he'll come in relief. He'll be the 4th pitcher of the day for Valley City.
No, for the, yeah, 30, he's 37.
Pitcher's 31, hitter's 37.
That looks like 37 to me.
Yeah, both Simon and I are confused here. So, okay, it said that the script lettering, so scratch what I just said.
So it's Keaton Clark.
I tell that to my wife all the time. 31, Keaton Clark is the new pitcher.
Warming up on the mound for the Vikings, the right-handed pitcher, number 31, Keaton Clark.
All right, so now the Valley City uniforms have kind of a unique old-fashioned serif to them, so we were confusing 31 and 37.
I've seen it.
And 37 will be the Bellevue pinch hitter, Jordan Brandenburg, will come on to hit for Bryce Zimmer.
Bruins, number 37, Jordan Brandenburg.
And he hits the first pitch to short, fielded there across the diamond, and the play is completed to retire the side. And my head's still spinning trying to put names and numbers in different locations. Anyway, 6-3 on that putout. The inning comes to an end. It's 2 runs on 3 hits by the Bruins. Our score now, Bellevue 18, Valley City 2.
Top of the 7th.
And a new pitcher coming in for the Bellevue Bruins. That looks like number 35. And that is Brody Burnett, a junior right-hander from Kansas City, Missouri. 6'5" frame, tall guy on the mound. That's a statement of the obvious. So Burnett will try to retire the side in the top of the 7th inning and finish today. Hey, is this a save situation?
Brody Burnett.
Obviously not a save situation with a 16-run lead, but Burnett getting some work here. Second appearance of the season for Brody Burnett. He's pitched an inning and 2/3 previously on the year. Burnett with a rather high earned run average. He's going to try to lower that with an inning of work here against Valley City to finish this one off. He'll be facing the bottom part of the Valley City lineup. And we can probably expect more pinch hitters coming in on that side of the frame as well. Burnett played 2 years at Heston College prior to becoming a Bellevue Bruin. And our first pinch hitter of the top of the 7th inning for Valley City is number 22, Judson Seliskar. He played a little bit yesterday as well. Hitting in the spot of Cameron Perro.
Judson Seliskar.
Burnett from the windup delivers the pitch on the outer half for a called strike one. Working with Gage Julin behind the plate, looks in, delivers once again, drops the breaking ball in the zone, ahead 0-2 on Seliskar. The wind and the 0-2. Fastball chopped on the ground to the right side. Picked up over there at first base, and stepping on the bag is the Bruin first baseman Ryan David on the play. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. Next pinch hitter, number 19, Jay Gruel, a senior out of Glendon, Minnesota.
Pitch hitting for the Vikings, number 19, Jay Gruel.
And he's hit by the pitch. Well, he'll be the 1-out base runner for the Vikings. And that'll bring to the plate center fielder Dagan Morecom, one of the few guys that has remained in the game the entire time. Morecom 1 for 2 today. RBI double his last time up in the 5th inning. Lined hard and into right field for a base hit. No runners at first and second after that base hit by Morecom. He's 2 for 3 today now. And back to the top of the order, here's designated hitter Torrey Nelson.
Back to the top of the order for the Vikings, the designated hitter, Torrey Nelson.
Nelson 0 for 2, but did have a sacrifice fly in the 5th, plating one of the 2 runs that the Vikings have scored. Burnett comes set at the letters. Chopped on the ground to third. Glove there. First out at second. Nice turn by Monroe. And the Bruins turn the 5-4-3 double play to retire the side and put an end to game number 1 of today's doubleheader. For the Bellevue Bruins, 18 runs on 19 hits. 1 error for the visiting Valley City State Vikings. 2 runs on 5 hits. They also committed 1 error.
18. Valley City State.
18-2, our final score. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins are now 14-9 overall. The Valley City State Vikings drop to 8-16 with the loss. The Bruins 3-0 in this series. 1 more game to go. That will be coming your way in approximately half hour or so, sometime after 2:30 Central Time, maybe a few minutes after that. The Bruins with the victory, the win going to Blake Crippen, now 3-1 on the season. The loss to starter Chris Dietrich, who drops to 1-2. 1 more of this foursome coming your way 30 minutes from now. Come on back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. For now, Mick Krupski signing off. More baseball to come yet on this sunny and windy Saturday afternoon. Talk to you in a bit.